Hello everyone. Today we are going to revise and review some topics for math, especially in paper 4, the calculator paper. I tried to exclude the topics what was given in paper 2 to concentrate on the topics what we expect that it will be in paper 4. I'm going to start with easy simple questions. The first question is, by writing each number corrected to one significant figure, estimate the value of the following fraction. So first you should correct to one significant figure. So don't use calculator to find the answer then to correct one significant figure. This is incorrect. You should correct first. Okay. So in this case, if you correct it to one significant figure, the first significant figure is 5. Look at next digit, which is 9. So it's 5 or more. You round up, so it will be 6,000. Negative. The same for 2,000. The first significant figure is 2. Look at next digit, it's 1. It's less than 5. So round down. So it's 2,000. The denominator here you have the first significant figure is 5. So when you look at 4, so round down, so it will be 0.5. While this number is 39, the first significant figure is 3, next one is 9, so it will be 40. Now what you have is 6,000 minus 2,000, which is 4,000, divided by 0.5 times 40, which is 20. So the answer is 200. So this is the first question. Next one. In the first paper 2, there was no questions about index. So we expect that you will have questions about that. So let's solve 3 questions about index. Question 1 in index is, if you have this number like 64, a to the power of 6, b to the power of negative 3, all of them to the power of 2/3, how we can simplify this term or this number. Let's see. Now if you have 64 to the power of 2/3, you need to distribute this index to each one of them, and a to the power of 6 also 2/3, b to the power of negative 3 times 2/3. Okay, the main mistake here that many students, they forget to take also 64 to the power of 2/3, so take care about this. Okay, now 64 itself, it's 4 cubed. 64 is 4 cubed, and we have times 2/3, and here again. Okay, usually I try to make it step by step to make it very clear for everyone. Okay, so in this case, what we can do to simplify, you can cancel 3 with 3. Okay, here 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Here 3 divided by 3 is 1, negative 3 divided by 3, which is negative 1. So now what we have then, what we have here is 4 squared, a 2 times 2 is 4, b here negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So what we have 16, a to the power of 4, and b to the power of negative 2. If you take reciprocal, it will be b squared in the denominator. So this is the final answer. you should write it in the space provided. So this is the answer of this question. Next one. Find the value of n. When we have this type of questions, usually try to make the base in the left side equals to the base to the right side. Because if you have the two bases are the same, it means that you have the powers are the same. So if you look at 16, and the other side we have 2, so I need the 16 to be a number to the base of 2. So 16 can be 2 to the power of 4 equals 2 to the power of -1. Is it okay? Yeah. So 2 to the power of 4 is the same as 16. Now look, since we have the base is 2 here, the base is 2 there, we can say that 4n equals to n minus 1. Okay, so you can say that 4n minus n equals to -1. Okay, and for n minus n, which is 3n, equals to -1. So n equals to -1 over 3 when you divide both sides by 3. So n equals to -1 over 3. So the answer is -1/3. Okay. Okay, so last question about index. Given that 2 to the power of 1/2 times 2 to the power of n over 3 equals to 8 to the power of x divided by 4 to the power of n. Express x in terms of n. Let's do the same idea as we mentioned before. Let's try to make the base the same. The left side, the right side. If you look at the left side, the base is the same, 2, 2. So you can say it's 2 to the power of 1/2 plus n over 3. So in case of multiplication, we add the indices. Okay. Now, how about the right side? The right side, let's make it again to the base of 2. So I can make 8 like 2 cubed x, and 4 I can make it 2 squared. Okay. Now we need to simplify more. That 2 to the power of 1/2 plus n over 3 equals 2. Now this in this right side, it's division. So in case of division, we subtract. So 2 to the power of 3x minus 2n. So now the bases are the same. So we can say that powers are the same as well. So let's make it in the right side. So we can say that 1/2 plus n over 3 equals to 3x minus 2n. Okay, what was the question? Express x in terms of n. So we need to find x. Let's make x subject. Okay. So how to make x subject? So we have here 1/2 plus n over 3 plus 2n, okay, equals to 3x. So let's add them. I have here like this n collected the like terms. We have 1/3 and we have 2. Okay, I can write it in this way, like n over 3 and 2, and I can write it like 6 over 3n. Okay. Now, if you continue solving this question, look at nth term. What we have 1/3, 1 over 3, and we have 6 over 3, so we have 7n over 3 plus 1/2. This one equals to 3x. So how about 1x? So 1x, you should take all of this divided by 3. It should be like 7 over 3n plus 1/2 all of this divided by 3. So this is what we call it x in terms of n. Okay, so this was some questions about index. Then let's move to vectors. In paper 2 you didn't have any questions about vectors, so let's have some questions about vectors. Of course, you should know how to add, multiply, and subtract, and how to find the magnitude of any of those vectors. Let's start with the first one. So 1/3 a this one takes 12 minus b is 1, 5, -1. So in this case, let's multiply 1/3. So 1/3 times 6, like 6/3, which is 2. And 1/3 times 12 is like 12/3, which is 4. Minus, on the other side we have 5, -1. Okay, let's simplify more. 2 minus 5, which is -3. And 4 minus 1, like 4 plus 1, which is 5. So the answer here is -3 and 5. So you should write -3, 5 there. Now let's move to find the magnitude of b. Find the magnitude of b. How to find the magnitude of b? The magnitude of b equals to the square root of x squared plus y squared. So this formula will not be given. You should know the formula, how to find the absolute value, how to find the distance, or length, okay, how to find the midpoint. Then let's substitute in this formula. X squared, so we are talking about b, so we are talking about that equation. So this part representing x and this part representing y. So we can say 5 squared plus -1 squared. So square of 5 is 25 plus 1. So the answer is the square root of 26. Okay. You can leave it as exact value, or you may round it to 3 significant figures. Next question. Compound interest. The compound interest formula is A equals to P times 1 plus R% to the power of n. A is the future value and P is the present value. So let's see. Vikram invests 450 at a rate of 3.1%. So this is the principal, or this is the present value. So this one is P at a rate, so this is R%, and per compound interest. So we are going to use the compound interest formula, the one what's already in front of you. Okay, so calculate the number of complete years. So now we need to find n. So complete years, so we need to find what's n that it takes for the value of Vikram's investment to first be greater than 900. Okay, so this one 900 is the future value. This is the total investment. Okay, so this one is A. Let's substitute in this formula. So the future value is 900 and the present value, which is 450, 1 plus the rate, which is 3.1% to the power of n, we need to find n. What's n? Okay. Now we can divide both sides by 450. Okay. So now 900 over 450, it's 2, equals to the second part here. What you have is 1 plus 0, 1 plus 3.1 percent is like 1.031 to the power of n. Now, how we can find the value of n? We have two methods to find the value of n. The first one is trial and error, like to try numbers. And the second one is to use log. And actually, it's better to know how to use log, because this is part of our syllabus in international math. Okay, and this will help you, even if you are not studying the syllabus, this will help you to know log, how to use log in ASN level or in IB. So let's use log. So if you take log for both sides, okay, so log 2 equals to n log 1.031. Like this n, it will be at front like multiplication. Because of that, actually, I'm using log, because I wanted to take this n to be multiplication. Now, how to find n? You can divide both sides by log 1.031, divided here also by log 1.031. So n now equals to this one. So you should use calculator. I'm going to use calculator here, and you too, you can double check, or let's see, use calculator here. Let's do that. Okay, what we have log 2, let's clear it, log 2 divided by log 1.031. So the answer is so n equals to 22.7. So how many complete years? They said complete years, so it will be 23 years. So this is your final answer. Okay, so this is the method how to use log. If you don't want to use log, in this case you have to try numbers. So maybe I think it will take time. So I recommend to use log for both sides, log or len. Okay. Next question. So this type of questions has different ways. Like sometimes they give you that way, and in this case they ask you to solve the question to find the value or the values of x. And in different way, sometimes just they don't give you this part, and just they ask you to write it as a single fraction. Mostly in exam you will find algebraic fraction, so it's better to practice this type of questions. Let's solve this one. Anyway, at the beginning we should write these two fractions as a single fraction. So let's do that. Step number 1, let's make cross multiplication. 10 times x plus 1 negative what we have here, and 6 times 2x minus 5. Okay, in the denominator what we have we multiply denominators. So it will be 2x minus 5 times x plus 1. Okay, let's simplify. 10 times x, 10x, 10 times 1, 10, negative 6 times 2x, negative 12x, and negative 6 times negative 5 plus 30. Take care about this, because sometimes students forget to when you multiply that we have negative outside, so take care about that. Then let's expand also denominator. 2x times x, it's 2x squared. 2x times 1, it's x, 2x, okay, and then negative 5x, negative 5. Okay, now let's simplify. Collect the like terms. We have 10x, negative 12x, it's negative 2x, and 10 plus 30, it's plus 40. Then let's collect the like terms here. So we have 2x squared minus 3x minus 5. Okay, since we have now one single fraction, so this could be like one separated quotient. Okay, but in this case, since we have equals to 1 to the other side, now we need to continue to solve this equation. How to do that? Now let's make cross multiplication again. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals to negative 2x plus 40. Okay, let's make all of them in one side. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 2x. Negative 5, negative 40 equals to 0. Let's collect the like terms again. Negative 3x plus 2x is negative x. And here we have negative 45 equals to 0. So this could be another question that you may be asked in exam to show that this fraction, those two fractions, or all of this can be represented in this form. Okay. And next question, like this can be A, and next question B can be like solve this equation. Can be asked to solve it by a specific method, like solve by factorization, or just solve. In this case, you may use any method. So let's try factorization. If it doesn't work, we may move to quadratic formula. So 2x squared is a product of 2x times x. Okay, how about 45? 45 can be 1 times 45, can be 3 times 15, can be 9 times 5. Okay, so let's try 9 times 5. Let's see it will work or not. Look, now how we check that? Try to multiply what's inside and multiply what's outside. So inside and outside. The sum should be this negative x. Okay, so if I multiply what's inside, I have here 9x. If I multiply what's outside, it's negative, or it's just 10x for now. Usually when you look at this negative 45 and it's negative, since it's negative, it means both they have different signs. Okay, how can I decide which one is plus, which one is minus? I look at the middle. Usually the big number takes the sign of the middle. So again, so what we have there, we have 10x, okay, This is the big number, so it will take the same sign of the middle, so it will be negative, and the other one will be positive. So negative x minus negative x plus 9, okay, this will give me the negative x. So what we are doing is right. Okay, this will give us the negative x at the same at the middle. Okay, so this part, like 5 times 2x, should be negative. So this one should be negative and this one should be positive. Okay, so if you double check, 2x times x, it's 2x squared, and plus 9 times minus 5, it's minus 14, 5. And if you multiply what's inside and multiply what's outside and add them, it gives negative x. So we factorized this equation in right way. Okay, now we need to solve. So maybe 2x plus 9 equals to 0, or x minus 5 equals to 0. So in this case, 2x equals to negative 9, or x equals to negative 9 over 2. And in the other side, x equals to 5. So this is the solution of this equation, that x equals to negative 9 over 2, or negative 4.5, and x equals to 5. Now let's move to the next question. Next question about variation. P is inversely proportional to the square of d. Like P is inversely proportional to the square of d, like this square. Take care about if it's a square root of d or square of d. Take care about this point. So step number 1, usually try to write the formula. Okay, so if you remove the proportional symbol, you will write equals k. Okay, and this is d squared. Okay, so this is the formula. This is the first step. Okay, what about next step? Next step, usually you have to substitute by the initial values to find the constant k. This is the second method usually. Okay, let's do that. So P is 25.6 and D is 1 over 8 squared. So now we need to find k. So if you want to find k, make cross multiplication. So 25.6 times 1 over 8 squared. Let's calculate this by calculator. 25.6 times 1 over 8 squared. So the answer is 0.4. So this is k. Okay, now let's rewrite the equation. This is the last step. Usually rewrite the formula again, but write inside the formula value of k. So P equals to k over d squared. What's k? K is 0.4, so 0.4 over d squared. So this is the formula. Okay, so the question finished. But in exam, they may ask you, for example, find P when d equals to something. Okay, or maybe find d when p equals to something. Okay, so this can be additional step. Okay, in this case you'll substitute in the formula you have. Okay, now let's move to another topic, which is probability. So Mary and Naveed play 2 games of table tennis against each other. For each game they play, the probability that Mary wins is 0.32. Complete the probability tree diagram. You didn't have in the paper 2 probability diagram, so I expected that you will have probability diagram. And anyway, let's solve this type of questions, and I think it's important. So if it's Mary wins 0.32, so it means if she loses, or if Naveed wins, it means it's 0.32. 68. Okay, because anyway you should know that the total, the sum, or the total of probabilities usually equals to 1. Okay, so they should be the sum equals to 1. Now let's continue for second game. Okay, they said that for each game they play, the probability, so this is for first game, second game, or whatever, it will be the same. Okay, it will be constant. So Mary wins, also it will be again 0.32, and he wins 0.68. Okay, so Mary wins, it's again 0.32. Navid wins is 0.68. Okay, it's fixed, it's the same. The question is, work out the probability that Mary wins exactly one game. Exactly one. So exactly one, it means only one. So for example, when you look at this one, she wins here 1. Okay. So it should be the second one to lose. So you can't take wins 2 because they said exactly one game. So exactly one, it's not here. So it can be this branch. This is number 1. Okay. Or it can be also this one, like he will win the first one and then she will win the second one. Okay, so this is the answer. So let's take the first branch. Mary wins for exactly 1, which is 0.32 times Navid wins is 0.68 plus the second probability, which is 0.68. He wins and then she wins 0.32. Okay, so let's calculate this one. Or sometimes what we do is we just multiply by 2. Like we write the first one like 0.32 times 0.68 and then we multiply by 2. Okay, so let's calculate 0.32 times 0.68. Okay, so I'll multiply this by 2 times 2. So the answer is 0.4352. And by the way, this is very good opportunity to talk about very important tip, that in exam, when you have exact answer, when you have like this one, this is exact answer, this is terminating decimal, don't round it, don't round it. Okay, don't round it to 3 significant figures. Okay, already it's terminating decimal, already it's exact answer, you should not round it, write it exact. Okay, so because this will cost you 1 mark if you round this one. Okay, next question. Cumulative frequency. In cumulative frequency, the question is, also this is a popular question in exam. So the question is, use the graph to find an estimate for the number of sunflowers with a height greater than 150. So where is 150? Should be here, between 140 and 160. Then if you go up, you will find that you intersect at this point. And then you go to the left at this point. Okay. Now, as you know, 30, 40, between them we have 35. So this is 31, 32, okay, 33. This one, 33. Okay. So the question is what? Is if they said with a height less than 150, we could just say it's 33. But they said greater than 150. So we are talking about more than, from here and up. Okay, so in this case, you have to subtract them, 80 minus the 33. Okay, so this is the type of question. This is how to solve this type of questions. Like the answer is 80 minus 33. Okay, then next question is use the graph to find an estimate for the median. Okay, the median should be like n over 2, and we have 80. It's given that n here is 80. So 80 over 2, which is 40th. Where's 40? 40 is there, this one. So you should take this 40 till you intersect with the graph, and then go down to see exactly the answer. So this one, 150, 152, 154, 156. 156. So the answer is of this one, 156. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Next question is important because it's covered two topics together. The first one is about how to find the surface area, and the second one is about lower and upper bounds. Okay, so the question is, the cone has base diameter 6.8 centimeters corrected to 1 decimal place. And the question is that it's corrected to 1 decimal place. Usually when it's corrected to 1 decimal place, okay, 1 decimal place like 0.1, you divide by 2, so it will be 0.05. So you have to add 0.05 and subtract 0.05. So this one, 6.8, it will be 6.85 and 6.75. Okay. When you go to 9.2, by the way, this is what? This is the diameter. Okay. And slant height, L, slant height or sloped height, is 9.2. It's the same. They said it's 1 decimal place, so it will be 9.25 to the right, and to the left will be 9.15. Okay. This part is lower bound, and this one is upper bound. The question is, we need work out the lower bound. Okay, let's see how we will do that. The question, the total surface area of the cone is k pi. So work out the lower bound for the value of k. So in this case, let's find the total surface area. The total surface area of a cone, total surface area, okay, should be, they said kW. Okay, so the total surface area is this circle, okay, which is pi r squared, plus the curved surface area, which is pi rl. This will be given in exam. Okay, so now to simplify this, we can cancel this pi together. So k itself equals to r squared, okay, plus r times l. R squared, we are searching for the lower bound, so I'm going to take the lower value. Okay, usually when it's multiplication or addition, I take the same. When they say find the lower bound, I take the lower bound. Okay, when it's division or subtraction, it will be different. But now let's do this. Okay, so r here, this is the lower bound of the diameter. Okay, so 6.75 divided by 2, because this is a diameter and I need the radius squared, plus r, again 6.75 over 2 times the slant height L. Okay, L we said the lower is 9.15. 9.15. Okay, so we should calculate this one to find k. Okay, again, let's use calculator to find the value, but don't forget very important thing, that they said give your answer correct to three significant figures. Okay, in general, this is a general instruction that round all numbers to three significant figures, but take care because sometimes they may ask you in a question to round to certain figures or decimals. Okay, so let's use calculator to find this one. 6.75 divided by 2 and then squared. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 6.75. Okay, so the answer is 42.3 after rounding to three significant figures. Okay, hopefully everything is okay so far. Please usually try to tell me if you have any problem with any question or if you noticed any mistake. Okay, yes, estimate the mean. The question of estimating the mean is you'll find it in most of exams. Okay, find the mean or estimate the mean. Okay, you will find one of them in the exam. So when it's come to estimate, it means it's not the exact value. This happens when they give you range or interval like this ones. So in this case, you have to find the midpoint. So you should find what is the midpoint between them. The midpoint, you should, if you don't know how to find it, like just add them and divide by 2, like 0 plus 10 and divide by 2, so it's 5 and so on. So if it's clear for you, easy, just do it. If not, just add them and divide by 2. Okay, so 25 plus 40 and then divided by 2, so it's 32.5. Okay, 40 plus 60 is 100 divided by 2, so it's 50. Okay, now how to estimate the mean or how to find the mean? It's the mean, it's sum of fx divided by n. Okay, so let's do that. N, it's 40, it's given. If it's not given, n, it will be sum of the frequency. So n, it's the same as if you add all of them. Okay, so n, it's the same as sum of the frequency, just for your information if it's not given in a question about the mean. Okay, so now what to do? 5 times 3 plus 17.5 times 18 plus 32.5 times 15 plus 50 times 4. Okay, I'm going to use calculator to find it. So 15 plus 17.5 times 18 plus 32.5 times 15 plus 50 times 4. Okay, all of that divided by 40. So the answer here is 25.4375. Okay. Okay, next question. Next question is about probability. So the diagram shows a cuboid. We have this cuboid and calculate the angle that AG makes with the base of the cuboid. Okay, so which angle exactly is this one? Okay, so when they say that the base of the cuboid, so you should think about a diagonal. So from A to C, okay, to this right angle. Okay, so they are talking about this angle. Okay, so the base of the cuboid here, it means AC. Okay, let's call this one X. So if I wanted to find X, and since this is right angle triangle and I have the opposite, so I need at least to have AC. So I can say the opposite over the adjacent, and I can use tangent. So let's find AC. Okay, this is also right angle triangle, so we can use Pythagoras. Okay, so you can say that AC squared equals to 8 squared plus 12 squared. So AC equals to the square root of 8 squared plus 12 squared. Square root of 64 plus 144. Okay, let's see. The answer will be, so the square root of this 64 plus 44. So the answer is 14.4. Okay. It's better usually when you answer questions, don't round from the beginning. Like, it's better if you don't round, use the same answer what you have from calculator and continue with this answer to the next one. Usually try to make rounding at the last step. Okay, because if you make rounding many times, then the final answer will not be the same, so it will cost you 1 mark. Okay, so how now to find tangent? So tangent X equals to the opposite over the adjacent. So the opposite, which is 15, divided by the adjacent, which is 14.422. Okay, so let's use calculator for this, but before using that, X equals to tan inverse of this 15 over 14.42. Okay, so this is the answer. In angles, round to 1 decimal place. So look at the answer of this one and make it 1 decimal place. Let's see. We say tan inverse. It's second tan inverse of 15. 15 over this 14.422. Okay, so the answer is 0.80. Oh, this is in radian. Okay, so let's go to mode. Let's change it to, this is also one step. You have to check your calculator that it's in degrees, not radian. Okay, so now let's go back to see our question. Okay, so again, tan inverse of this 15 over 14.422. Let's see the answer in radian, what it will be. So it will be 46, okay, 0.1. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, next part or next question. This type of questions what we have in exam usually to show that, and they give you two shapes and that they are equal, or they are like this one times the equals to that one, but times 3 times 6 and so on. So let's solve this one as well. A solid cylinder has base radius x and height 3x, The total surface area of the cylinder is the same as the total surface area of the solid hemisphere of radius 5y. Show that this. Okay, let's make like graph or sketch to see how it looks like. So a cylinder has a base. So if you have a cylinder, stay like something like this. Okay. So the base of the cylinder is x, and the height is 3x. Okay, this is the cylinder. The total surface area of the cylinder is the same as the total surface area of a solid hemisphere. Okay, so hemisphere, it means now I have half of a circle, something, let's say like that. Okay, but take care that the radius of this one is 5y. Okay, mainly or mostly in exam day they give you those shapes, but if they don't give you, I mean, the diagram itself, you can sketch something for yourself to make it easier. Okay, so let's say the total surface area of a cylinder, so it should be, I have two circles like this part and this part, so I have two circles. So the area of a circle, pi r squared, and I have two, so 2 pi r squared, plus the circumference of this cylinder is 2 pi r, and then time the height. Okay, so now I have the total surface area of the cylinder. This one equals 2. The other side, this one, I have also here circle, so I have pi r squared plus the curved surface area. They said that the surface area of a sphere is this one, 4 pi r squared. But take care, this is for a sphere, but this one is hemisphere, so you should divide by 2. Take care about this details. Now, this is 2 pi r, and r here we said it's x, so x squared, plus 2 pi, again x, okay, and the height is 3x times 3x equals 2 pi r squared. R here is 5y, so 5y squared, plus this one is 2, okay, 4 over 2 is 2 pi r, again is 5y squared. Now let's simplify this. I think we need to add one more page. Okay, so now what we have 2 pi x squared plus, if you multiply this ones, 6 pi x squared, and the other side we have 25 y squared pi. Okay, well, let's make pi first. Okay, 25 pi y squared plus, if you look at this one here, we have 5 squared, it will be 25 times 2, so it's 50 pi y squared. Okay, now to simplify this one, let's first collect here, let's add them. Look here, I have 2 pi x squared, and I have 6 pi x squared, so I have 8 pi x squared, and there I have 25 pi, and here I have 50 pi, so I have 75 pi y squared, right? Look, I can cancel pi with pi, like I divide both sides by pi, and then the question was show that x squared. So what's x squared now? X squared equals to 75 y squared divided by 8, and this is actually what they ask it us to show. Okay, this type of questions is important as well. Okay. Now, sectors, shaded sectors. You should usually know how to find the shaded area, how to find the shaded perimeter. You should know how to find the radius. Sometimes they ask to find the radius. Let's see this question. In this question, find the value of A and the value of B. So the perimeter of the shaded, so perimeter can be written in this form. So let's find the perimeter. If you want to find the perimeter, it means you should find this arc plus this arc plus this length plus this length. Look, the big radius here of the radius of the big sector, it's 17 and the small sector is 10. Okay, so we know that the remaining is 7, so we know that this one is 7, so and this one is 7. So now it's not a problem about finding the length of the two sides. Now we need to find the length of the two arcs. Okay, how we find the arc length? So arc length, okay, let's call it arc CD. Okay, CD arc length equals to the arc length formula. It's similar to circumference formula, like 2 pi r, and then it's a part of the circumference, so it's like theta over 360. This is the formula. So let's substitute in this one 2 pi r, okay, and r here is 10 times theta, which is 60, divided by 360. So let's find, look here, the answer should be in form of pi, so don't convert pi to 3.142. No, you should leave it. So make all calculations and leave it in terms of pi. So I will leave pi here. I'm not going to touch this one. So I multiply 2 times 10 times 60 and over 36. Okay. So let's make it with that calculator. Let's see. Okay. So I can cancel this one with this. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and this one divided by 6 is 6. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the answer like 10 over 3 pi. So this is the answer of the first part. The second part is AB. Arc length equals to, again, the same formula. So 2 pi times r, which is the first one, the arc, the radius was 10, but the radius here is 17, times theta, it's the same, 60 over 360. Okay, so again, it's 2 times this 17, 34. Okay, or let's simplify first for doing this. Like 2 times 17 pi, and 6 over 36 is like 1 over 6. Okay, you can divide like this. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the answer is 17 over 3 pi. Okay, so this is the two arcs. So now the perimeter is this 10 over 3 pi plus 17 over 3 pi. Okay, plus don't forget that we have 7 plus 7, we have 14. So the answer is 14 plus, so look here, 10 plus 17 is 27 over 3 pi. So the answer is P equals to 14 plus 9 pi. Okay, so look, this formula, it's similar to this one. Okay, so now what is the coefficient of like what's in front of A, which is in front of pi, which is 9. So A is 9, and the constant number here, like free of pi, is B, which is 14. So A now is 9 and B is 14. Okay, let's move to the next question. In this question, we need to find the length of a side, or in different words, to show that the length of the side is 7. How we can do that? The area equals to area of hexagon equals to 127.3. And in the same time, we know that we can divide this hexagon to 6 triangles. 6 triangles, like this is one triangle, this is the second triangle, the third triangle, fourth triangle, and now we have 6 triangles. Okay, so I can say that this area of this hexagon equals to 6 triangles. So the area of one triangle equals to 127.3 divided by 6. Okay, let's use calculator to find the answer, and this will give us the area of one triangle, 127.3 divided by 6. So the answer is 21.2167. Then we know that the area of triangle equals to 1/2. This is non-right angle triangle. This is non-right angle triangle. So 1/2 AB sine C. And as you know that all sides are the same, so in this case we can say that this is 21.2167 equals to 1/2. Two sides are the same. Okay, so since two sides are the same, it means a squared sine C. So now to find the side, length of side, we need to find the angle also C. How to find this angle? This angle here. As you know that all angles at one point is 360. So x equals to 360 divided by 6. We have 6 regions here. So the answer is 60 degrees. So we can say that 21.2167 equals to 1/2 a squared sine 60. So now how to find? You can multiply both sides by 2. In this case, we can say that a squared equals to 2 times 21.2167 divided by sine 60. Then from this we can find a. Okay, so 21.2167 times 2 and then divided by sine 60. So the answer is approximately it's 49. Okay, so you can say that a equals to 7 as mentioned before. Okay, so this is the first part. The second part is the hexagon is the cross section of a prism of a length of 10 centimeters. The question: find the volume of the prism. The volume is area times length, and the area is 127.3 times length, and length is 10. So when you multiply 127.3 times 10, it's 1273. Then we need to calculate the surface area. The surface area of this prism, it means the surface of each area, each part, each side. We need to find the face area of each side. We have actually the area of the pentagon, and we have the same in the other side behind, so I can multiply by 2. So 2 times 127.3 plus we have rectangles. How many rectangles we have? We have 6 rectangles. Okay, so 6 times and rectangle is one side is 7 times 10. So 7 times 10. So let's calculate this one. That 2 times 127.3, okay, plus 6 times 70. Okay, so the answer is 674.6. Okay, you may write it like that, 774.6, or someone can write 675, because it's three significant figures, it will be right. Okay, now next question. In paper 2, in 0607 International Math Exam paper 2, you didn't have questions in trigonometry about sine and cosine rules. What you had, it was only about right angled triangle. So almost you will have trigonometry questions about sine and cosine rules. So let's find the first question. First question about find the area of a triangle ABC. ABD. Triangle ABD. In this triangle ABD, we need to find the area. The area of non-right angle triangle, this is not non-right angle triangle, 1/2. You multiply two sides, AB sine C. You multiply two sides, sine the angle between them. So we can say 1/2 this side times this side. So I can say 14 times 10 sine the angle between them. What is the angle between them? 65. Okay, so the area now, let's find it. Okay, you may also double check with me. If you think there is any mistake, please let me know. Just leave a comment. Okay, so 0.5 times 14 times 10 sine 65. So the answer is 63.4 centimeters squared. Okay, so then usually try to write the answer there. Okay, next question. Find the shortest distance from D to AB. So we need to find from this D to AB, like something like that. And usually when it's shortest distance, it means right angle, 90 degrees. Okay, so now we have right angled triangle. We need to find this X. Okay, so this is opposite and this one is hypotenuse. So if I have opposite and hypotenuse, it means I can use sine. So sine 65 equals to the opposite, which is X, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 14. So I can say that cross multiplication, so X equals to 14 sine 65. So let's calculate it. 14 sine 65. So the answer is 12.69, or I can say 12.7 centimeters. Okay, to be three significant figures. Okay, so don't forget to write the answer there. Okay, next one, find the perimeter of ABCD. We need to find AB. I have AB. Okay, ABCD. Okay, in this case I have AB and we have also AD. And so we need to find what? We need to find this side and we need to find this side. We need to find BC and we need to find CD. Okay, CD, it's the same as, they said it's isosceles. It's the same as BD. So let's find BD and it will be the same as CD. Okay, so let's do that. In this triangle, it's non-right angle triangle, and we have two sides and the angle between them, and we need to find the third side. So we are going to use cosine rule. Cosine rule. So number one, let's use cosine rule. So what's this cosine rule? It's c squared equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine the angle between them, c. So which side we need to find? We need to find BD. So BD squared equals to this 14 squared plus 10 squared. Okay, so BD squared equals to 10 squared plus 14 squared. minus 2 times 10 times 14, cosine the angle between them, which is 65. Okay, let's use calculator now to find what's BD squared. So 10 squared plus 14 squared minus 2 times 10 times 14, cosine the angle between them 65. So the answer of this one is 177.67. Okay, so usually in exam I see this mistake. The students they write the answer as BD squared, but they forget that it's supposed to be BD. So take care that you need to find BD, so take square root of the answer. So the square root of the answer, so the answer is 13.3 centimeters. Okay, 3 significant figures. Okay, now number 2, we have now this one 13.3, so this one 13.3 centimeters. So this one is 13.3 because it's the same. And as you know that this one is isosceles, it means two angles are the same and two sides are the same. Okay, so 75 75. Since this one 75 75, so both of them 150 150 when we subtract from 180, so this one is 30. Okay, total is 180. Okay, now what we need to find else? We need to find BC. How to find BC? I have side and I have opposite angle. I can use sine rule. Okay, actually, since it's isosceles, you may also use another method. Okay, you may divide it to two triangles. You may do that. Okay, or sine rule. So in sine rule, you should side divided by sine the opposite angle. Okay, so this one 13.3 divided by sine 75 equals to the side what you need, BC, okay, divided by sine 30. Okay, so BC divided by the opposite angle, which is 30, sine 30. 13.3 divided by sine 75. Now we can find BC. So BC, if you make cross multiplication, so you may say 13.3 sine 30 divided by the remaining, what's remaining there, 7 sine 75. Okay, so let's use calculator. So 13.3 sine 30 divided by sine 75. So the answer is 6.9. Okay, or let's make it 8 to be three significant figures. Okay, centimeters. So now what we have sides. So if you want to find the perimeter now, so I have this one 14 and 10, 13.3 and BC. Okay, so BC 6.88 plus 13.3 plus the 14 and 10 we have. So this is the perimeter. So 6.88 plus 13.3 plus the 24. So the answer is 44.18, or you may say it's 44.2. This is that. And usually try to write the final answer in the space provided for this. Okay, so what we did in this question, what we learned in this question, here sine rule and cosine rule. Okay, and before here we used trigonometric ratios. Okay, and here we used the area of non-right angled triangle. Okay, next question. Next question in international math is the function is a cosine bx. To make it very easy for yourself, you should know what's a, what's b. A is amplitude. B is frequency. Okay, what does it mean, amplitude and frequency? A is amplitude. Amplitude is the distance from the central axis. Okay, we call this one central axis, from rest to the maximum point or the minimum point, like from here to there also. So what is this distance? It's 3. So A is 3. Okay, so this is amplitude, the height or the distance from the central axis to the maximum or the minimum point. Okay, what's the frequency? Frequency, it's how many periods we have in 360. So this is cosine rule. What we have here, look, this is one period, and this is, look, the second period. I have 2 periods in 360. So this is the frequency. Okay, next one about trigonometric functions, graphs. It's very important. This question was on March about tangent. Mostly in your exam you will have sine or cosine, so you should be ready to solve all of them. The first thing to say before solving, if you have sine x, cosine x, tangent x, okay, all of them, when you have them from 0 to 360, you have usually 2 solutions. You have x1 and x2. So don't forget, here they didn't specify, but you should know that you have 2 solutions, not only 1 solution. So the first solution is by calculator, okay, if it's not exact value. Okay, the second one by graph or by a formula. I'm going to inform you about this. So the square root of 3 over tan x equals to 1. If you make cross multiplication, so tan x equals to square root of 3. So x equals to tan inverse of square root of 3. So what's tan inverse of square root of 3? This is exact value you should know, which is 60 degrees. Okay. Now, this is x1. This is the mistake here. Take care. This is only x1. Still, you should find x2. x2, in case of tangent, is 180 plus x1. Okay, so 180 plus 60, so it's 240. So the second one, 240. Done. Okay. To make it a long story short for you in exam, especially in this short time, in sine, if you wanted to find x1, x2, x1 already from calculator, we found it. x2 is 180 minus x1. Okay, and take care, if x1, for example, negative, you will substitute there, so it will be 180 plus. Okay, so take care about that. Okay, so what about cosine? Cosine, if you want to find the second value, x2 is 360 minus x1. Okay, and tangent, as we mentioned, that x2 is 180, okay, plus x1. It's repeated every 180. Okay, about graphs, you should know them. Like this graph, it's a cosine graph. You know how to sketch it. Okay, but in paper 4, they will not ask you to sketch it because you have calculator. Okay, but you should know at least how they look like. You may need it. Okay, so you should know that sine, it's starting from 0 and go up. Okay, this is sine. And if you want to know cosine, it was there. How to draw tangent. Tangent, it should be something like this. So it should be like that, and again repeated every 180 and so on. Okay, so take care about tangent that you have here assumpted. It's very important at 90. At 90 and at anything plus 180. Like 90 plus 180 is 270. Like at 270 also, you will have assumpted here. Also, if you add 180 to 270, you will find another assumpted. Okay, so this is tangent. Okay, graph. And again, the assumptions of tangent is 90 degrees, 270, and anything plus 180. Okay. Next question. In paper 2, we didn't have this type of questions about transformation, so we expect to have the same. This question, the first one, describe, okay, the full single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle A. So from T to A, okay, this one is reflection. If you look there, this point, it's close to this one, the far point is far there, this is like a mirror, so this is reflection. A reflection usually happened at the middle, so reflection will be here at this line. And look, usually the distance between the object and the mirror or reflection line equals to the distance from the reflection line to the image. Okay, they are usually the same. So I can say, look, here is 2 points, so it means you have to write 2 points. I will write number 1 that the type of reflection, the type, sorry, of transformation, which is reflection, and the second point, the line of reflection, line of reflection, which is what? Y equals to, this line is y equals to 1. Y equals to 1. This is 2 points. Okay. The same for translation. Usual translation is 2 points, but enlargement and transformation, they're usually 3 points. And I'm going to explain this also. Okay. And in international math, this year we have no stretch. We have rotation, reflection, translation, and enlargement. Okay, next one, triangle T onto B. So from T to B, what happened? Oh, the size is different now. So this one is enlargement. So enlargement, this number 1. Number 2, you should mention the scale factor. Look here, we have 2 squares. 2 squares became 4. So the scale factor is 2. Because 2 became 4, like we multiply by 2. But look here, the shape is reversed. Okay, since the shape is reversed, so it's negative 2. Take care about this. Negative 2. This question 3 marks. It means I have to add something else. Number 3. What I can add in number 3? We call it center of enlargement. Center of enlargement. How to know center of enlargement? We connect the same points. So I will connect. Okay, look, this point, it's the same at this one. This vertex, it's the same at this vertex. We connected them. Okay, this vertex is the same as that one. We connected them. Okay. Of course, you have to use roller, okay? And this one, the same as that one. All of them intersecting at one point, this one. So this is the center of enlargement, which is 6, 3. 6, 3. Now you got the full mark. So take care, usually when you have enlargement or you have rotation, you should write 3 points. So enlargement, scale factor, and then center of enlargement, this is 3 points. For rotation, you say rotation, the type of transformation is rotation, and then the center of rotation, and it's a clockwise or anti-clockwise, 90 degrees, or it's 180. Okay, and if it's 180, you don't have to say it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, so draw the triangle T after translation. Now we need to make translation. Okay, usually the question of translation is 2 points. So we need to make translation by negative 4 and 1. Negative 4, it means x to the left, like 4 to the left in x. And 1, it means 1 up. So let's make 4. So let's take any point. For example, this point, and go 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 up. So it will be here. Okay. Other points you can make the same. So you'll find it's here. So just draw your triangle by roller again. Okay, and this is the image of t. Okay, so we finish now transformation. Next question is about vertex. So if you have a quadratic equation, here they are talking about the vertex. You should know that the vertex or the turning point of quadratic equation, okay, has a formula for this. This is the completing square formula, which is y equals to a x minus h squared plus k. And usually the vertex will be hk, like opposite sign of this one, the same sign of what's outside. Okay, so what information we have? We have the vertex. They said that the vertex is 1, 3. Okay, what else? They give us a point on the graph. A point is 2, 5. 2, 5, it means this is x and this is y. So now we need to substitute in this formula to find a. My problem is that I don't know a. So let's substitute. Y is 5. We don't know a. And x is 2 minus h is 1 squared plus k, and k is 3. Okay, so 5 equals to a, and 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1 plus 3. So a equals to 2. So my equation now, y equals to 2 x minus h, which is 1 squared plus k, k is 3. So this one should be the equation. Find the equation of the quadratic function. This should be the equation. Okay. You may expand this equation to make it in this form. Okay. So let's make that. In expansion, if you wanted to make it quickly, if we have a plus b squared, and you wanted to expand this one, it will be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So y equals to 2. First one squared, so x squared. The first one times the second one times 2 minus 2x. And the second one squared is plus 1. Now expand. 2x squared minus 4x plus 2 plus 3. So y equals to what? 2x squared minus 4x plus 5. This is if you want to write it in this form. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, let's move to next question. Next question is about linear programming. Linear programming, how we can solve this type of questions. They said find the 3 inequalities that define the shaded region. I advise you that number 1, find the equations of the lines. Okay, then find the inequalities to make it easy for yourself. So step number 1, let's find the equations. Okay, the equalities, the equations. Okay, and then we will find the 3 inequalities. Okay, so let's see what is the first equation. Let's look at the easy one. This is vertical, so this is x. This is x equals to what? Equals to 5. So my first equation, x equals to 5. Okay, how about the second one? The second one, let's move to this one. This one is increasing. It's a straight line and increasing. Straight line, it means y equals to mx plus c. Okay, c is y-intercept. Y-intercept here is 2. Okay, so we'll write y equals to mx plus 2. We need to find the gradient. How can I find the gradient of this line? Take any 2 points on the line. Okay, I may take this point and this point. So I can make triangle, and I can say that this is y and x, or rise over run. Okay, so I can say that m, this part is 1, from 2 to 1, this is 1, and this part is 2. So I can say that m equals to 1 over 2, rise over run. Okay, so the equation of this line, 1/2 x plus 2. So this is the equation of the second line. Okay, let's find the third one. Okay, the third one is this one. As you see, that c here, the y-intercept equals to 4. Okay, so I can say that the second one, y equals to mx plus, okay, 4. But this line, as you noticed, is decreasing. So I know that the gradient here is negative. But negative what? Take any 2 points again on the line. Okay, for example, this point and this point. Okay, usually try to take like the coordinates of the point to be integer. Okay, to be easy for yourself to give you exact answer. Okay, so this is 4 and this is 4, like negative 4 over 4, so it's negative 1. So m equals to rise over run, so this part divided by this part, which is negative 1. Okay, so it's decreasing. So in this, I can say that the equation of this one, y equals to negative x plus 4. So now what we found here, we found the inequalities. Okay, we found the inequalities. Okay, so the second part, let's find the equalities now. Find the inequalities. Okay, the inequalities. Okay, the first one, x and 5. We need to know now, it's less than 5, greater than 5. Okay, so look here, this 5, this region, shaded region, it's less than 5, okay, or greater than 5, less than 5. So this x less than 5. Done. Okay, this line is dashed line. When it's dashed line, okay, you don't write equals. But if it's dashed, you have to write equals. If it's solid, you have to write equals. So the second 2 lines, what I have here, this line, for example, and this line, they are solids. So I will make equals when I write them. Okay. So we found the first one. Okay, let's move to the second one. So this one, what we need. Next one, let's take this line. We know that we said that this line, okay, the increasing function, it's 1 over 2x plus 2, and with this is x equals to 5. I'm writing the name of the line on the line, okay, to make it clear for us, like this is y equals to not make mistakes, to decrease mistakes. Okay, next line, what we have this one, y, and here is 1/2 x plus 2. Now, how can I decide it's less than or greater than? Take a point inside the shaded region. Let's say, for example, I will take this point. It's inside. This point is 4 and 1. So 4 and 1, like x and y. So if x is 4 and y is 1, look here, substitute. 4 times 1/2, it's what? It's 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So 1 and 4. So what you should say, 1 less than 4, right? So this one is less than. And as we mentioned before, since it's a solid line, this line is solid, so I will write equals. Okay, so this is our second line, second inequality, sorry. Okay, so the third one, we will do the same. Okay, 4, and we have negative x plus 4. Let's take the same point, 4 and 1. So I will substitute here by 4 and here by 1. So minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So 1 and 0. So 1 is greater than 0. So I know now that this one is greater than. And I will make equals because this is solid line. So this one is the third one. So those are the 3 inequalities we should find. Okay, hopefully it was clear. If not, if you think any point wasn't clear or any mistake or any comment, please let me know. Okay, now we are moving to 2 questions and we should use calculator. Okay, Here, the first 5 points of this scatter diagram has been plotted for you. By the way, in paper 4, usually you will find one question to sketch a graph by calculator, and the second one to sketch as to find the equation of the line of regression also by GDC, by calculator, graphical calculator. Okay, first part, 7 and 7. Let's draw plots 7 and 7. 8 and 7, 8 and 7. 9 and 8, 9, 8. 10, 9, 10, 9. Okay, done this one, 2 points. Good, 2 points, easy 2 points. Easy grades, okay? So find the equation of the line of regression. Or if you want to find this equation, like we have line of regression of this points, what we have. So how to find it? You should use calculator, consider this one less to 1 and this one less 2. Okay? So let's go to the calculator, this one. Okay. Okay, so now what is list 1? So go to stat, this is the first step, and press 1, and you write the points. Okay, to save time, you'll find that already is list 1 here and list 2. This is list 1. Okay, list 1, list 2. Okay, after list 1 and list 2, you go to stat again and go to calc to calculate what? To calculate the line of regression. You'll find line of regression, and press 4 or enter. Okay, so you have enter again, L1, enter again, again, then calculate, enter. So this is the answer. So just write 0.459, write 3 significant figures. Okay, x plus 3.89. Okay, next question, we will need calculator as well. So on the diagram, sketch the graph. So let's go to y equals, and this is the equation of the graph. Okay, the first one, I will delete that one for you. Okay, so this is the graph of y1. Let's graph. So this is our graph. So I'm going to sketch it. So go like this, like that. Okay, and something like this. And take care it doesn't touch y equals to 0. Okay, you made the sketch. Next question, question number 4. This is solve the equation f of x, and already f of x is there. It's here. Okay, and less than this equation. So you have to draw this equation. Okay, let's go again to y and go to y2, and let's alpha x, and then let's make it square plus x again minus 1, and let's graph this one to see. So as you know that x squared plus x minus 1, this is quadratic equation, which is parabola. So we know that since x squared is positive, so it will look up like this. Okay, let's make it with different color. So we know that it will look up like that. Okay, and since negative 1 there, negative 1, it means the y-intercept at negative 1. Okay, so this is the sketch. Okay, so how now to find this type of question, because it's popular in exam, you may find similar. Like we need to find the solution of this. Where exactly f of x less than? Where this one is smaller than this one. Oh, it means from this point and to the right, you will notice that this blue line is less than the red line. Okay, and also the left side, you will find at this intersection point to the left, you will find also that f of x is less. So our goal now is to find the 2 intersection points. Okay, so these 2 intersection points is x1, let's make them Okay, let's find them by calculator. That we can go to second calc, and let's go to intersect. I need the intersection of this line with this line. So they told me that the first point of intersection, this one, is 0.852. Let's find the second one. The second one should be, let's say, let's find, let's go to calc again. Okay, let's find intersection point between, okay, this line, okay, and this line. So equals. So the answer is negative 1.72 or 7, let's make it 7.3. 3 significant figures. Okay, so the values, which is x greater than 0.852 and x less than negative 1.73 in this range, will be the f of x less than x squared plus x minus 1. So this is the idea of this question, and please double check with your calculator and let me know if there is any mistake. Okay, last question. We don't need this calculator, but it's new and important. Okay, sorry. Okay, this question is new idea, and you should know it. You may have it in exam in your syllabus. It's about the translation of graphs. Okay, so the idea is very simple. Like, for example, if you have y equals to x squared, okay, so the graph should be something like this, okay. And if you have y equals to x squared plus 2, so what does it mean? That this x squared graph is moved up by 2, okay. So it should be, for example, something like this, okay. So like at 2, it moved up by 2. This is as an idea, okay. Sketch is not good, but okay, just to make you understand the idea. So this is translation in y-axis, okay, up by 2, okay. Or in different words, we say translation by vector, okay, 0, 2. Like 0, 2, it means no change happened in x-axis, and the change happened in y-axis, okay. So this is the idea. This is just note for you before solving. Okay, now how to solve this question. They said if f of x itself, we have a point at f of x. This point is negative 3, 2. And there is something happened to this function that we took f of x, we subtract 3. So it means that we made translation in y-axis by negative 3. Like it means down by 3. Okay? Because f of x here is like y minus 3. Okay? When you have this type of questions, what you do is, look, what translation, where translation happened in y. Look outside here, so it's in y. Okay, so minus 3 in y. So just I will change y. Okay, I will not touch x. So x, it will be as it is. I will change y. Y here, 2 minus 3. I will subtract this 3. When I subtract 3, the answer is negative 1. So the answer of this one, negative 3, negative 1. Okay? Let's make another question. Okay? Like, for example, if I said the same, but f of x minus 3, what happened here? Look, when now we took it's inside the bracket, we are talking about x. So this is translation also happened. So this one is translation. But this translation happened in x-axis, not in y. So y, it's 0. Nothing happened in y. So the translation happened in x. But x usually is opposite operation. So this one will be 3. So if it's negative 3, it will be plus 3. Okay? So if I give the same example for you to describe what happened when I say fx minus 3, you will say translation by vector 3, 0. Okay, if I said describe this one, what happened here, you will say it's a translation in y, okay, by vector like negative 0 and negative 3. Okay. So so for y we don't change. Y it's usually the same. Like this one, vector 0, negative 3. In y we don't change. It's the same operation usually. But in x it's a different operation. Okay. So now the same point. What if I have negative 3, 2? And now I need to apply this one here. So what happened? Oh, y it's the same. No change happened in y. So 2 it's the same. But the change here happened in x. Okay, but x here is negative 3. It means opposite. So it means plus 3. So you will add 3 to x. So this x minus 3 plus 3, it will be 0. Okay. So this is just to know, okay, that what you have to know in international math, the translation of graphs. We have something more than this, but not in your syllabus right now. So what you should know, translation. So when you see f of x minus 3, it means that that translation happened in y, okay, like 3 down, okay, or you can say by vector 0, negative 3. Thank you so much. Hopefully this revision was useful for you. Please let me know if you have any question. Thank you. Good luck, everyone. Goodbye.